5 states where housing is dropping. Why smart movers are watching them. 2025 update. If you're paying too much to live where you are, you might like this one. Today we're looking at 5 states where housing costs are actually dropping right now in 2025, and why that matters if you're thinking of moving, relocating, or just want better value for your life. And if you're new here, hit subscribe for weekly relocation intelligence you won't find anywhere else. Alright, let's dig in. Quick story. I talked to a friend, call her Michelle, who lives in a suburb of a major city. She kept saying, "I love it here, but my housing cost is killing me. I wish I could just find somewhere cheaper that still feels like life, not compromise." Well, what if I told you there are entire states where housing is cooling off, giving people that compromise without sacrifice option? That's what we're exploring today. Nationally, home values may still be up year over year, but some states and markets are seeing real declines. For example, some metro areas in the South and West are seeing median listing prices drop. So, there's opportunity. But as always, not all opportunity is equal. Let's walk through the states. Then I'll share what you need to watch out for. First up is Arizona. You might think of Phoenix, booming, Sunbelt growth, etc. But here's a twist. According to inventory data, Arizona is one of the states back above pre-pandemic active inventory levels. When inventory goes up, price growth tends to slow, and in some pockets, you'll see actual drops. So, if you're eyeing Phoenix or surrounding towns, this could be your moment. Imagine moving to a place where housing still feels like growth, but you're not paying top price. What to check? Are you okay with summer heat, and does your job remote gig fit that region? Quick tip. Explore towns just outside the major metro that are benefiting from spillover and inventory easing. Next is Florida. Yep, Florida. The sun, the beach, the tax benefits. But fun fact, some Florida markets are seeing falling home values this year. For instance, median listing price drops are concentrated in Sunbelt states like Florida. That means you might still get the Florida lifestyle, but at a discount compared to peak pricing. Imagine you're working from home, you want the beach nearby, but you're done paying coastal premium. This could be your move. Caveat: flood zones, insurance costs, hurricane risk. Just make sure you factor those in. Before we move on, if you're enjoying this and it's giving you ideas you hadn't thought of, go ahead and hit subscribe. I drop this kind of relocation intel each week. Alright, on to state number 3. Texas, the big state. Big possibilities. While parts of Texas were booming, the cooling is real in certain areas. Inventory is rising, pressure on pricing is emerging. What this means for you? You might find towns in Texas with solid amenities, job markets, and lower housing cost right now compared to their peak. Picture this. No longer do you have to be in Austin to enjoy Texas. Maybe find a smaller metro or a suburb 30-60 minutes out with housing that makes sense. But note, not all of Texas is cheap. Choose carefully. Look for places where growth is just starting, not already saturated. State number 4, Oklahoma. Now, I'll admit, it doesn't sound glamorous, but hear me out. Oklahoma is among states listed as having inventory above pre-pandemic levels. What that suggests? Relatively lower upward pressure on home prices. For everyday folks, families, remote workers, Oklahoma presents a real alternative. Lower cost of living, central location, often less competition. Imagine trading that expensive commute or high-rent apartment for a comfortable home in a peaceful region. But check job fit, schooling if applicable, and whether you're comfortable with region culture, weather. Rounding out our 5, Alaska. Yes, Alaska. Hear me out. While it's not for everyone, hello, long winters, remote location, it offers a unique value, lower housing cost in many towns, and the appeal of nature, wide open spaces. Data on state-level drops are harder to find for every Alaska town, but the national trend of slower appreciation plus higher inventory means Alaska becomes interesting. Again, inventory matters. For someone looking for serious lifestyle change, this could be the wild card. Of course, It comes with trade-offs: remote location, limited job markets, logistics. But if you're flexible, it's worth a look. Now, I promised I'd tell you what you need to watch out for so you don't get caught in a trap. Wait until you see the red flag section in just a moment. Meanwhile, let's recap what the data is telling us. Why this is happening. Higher inventory in some states means more supply than demand, which softens price growth. Mortgage rates remain elevated, reducing buying power. Pandemic-driven surges in certain markets are reversing or stabilizing. Regional preference shifts. People aren't moving blindly, they're more selective. What that spells for you: opportunity. If you time it smartly, you might get more home for your money. Okay, so the opportunity's there, but beware these red flags. Job market mismatch. If you move to a cheaper state but your industry isn't there, or you'll have to uproot again, you may not net the savings. Hidden costs. Lower housing cost doesn't guarantee low cost of everything else. Utilities, property taxes, insurance, travel distances can add up. Overhyped, cheap towns. Just because housing is dropping doesn't mean the town is thriving. You want signs of stability, growth, not decline. Climate, weather, geography trade-offs. Florida means hurricanes, Alaska means cold and isolation, Texas means heat, and so on. If you sidestep these, you're in much better shape. So, here's your quick checklist. Pick 2 of the states above, or areas in them, that intrigue you. Compare your current housing cost versus what you might pay there. Visit if possible, weekend trip, or virtual tour. See what daily life would feel like. Check jobs, schooling, commute, amenities. Think medium term, 5 to 10 years. Will this place work if your job changes or you want more? If you run through that, you'll be going into this from a place of power, not uncertainty. All right, let's wrap this up. We looked at 5 states where housing is cooling or dropping: Arizona, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Alaska. Each has its own flavor, its own trade-offs, but each also offers a shot at better value for your life. If you've been feeling stuck in high-cost, high-stress housing, it's worth asking, could I move smarter? Could I pick a place that gives me more life for the money? If this helped your relocation research, subscribe so you don't miss the next state breakdown. Drop a comment. Which state surprised you most? And what's your top priority? Cost, weather, jobs, lifestyle? I'll read the comments and might build a deep dive video based on what you want next. Thank you for watching. Keep chasing the life you deserve, and I'll see you in the next one.